how long I belong to this club? 30, 32 years, or 33, that I belong to this club. My name is Ilde Maggi, and I came in this country in 1962 by boat, and I left March 20 from Genoa, Italy by boat, and I arrived in New York March 29, and my aunt picked me up. She had a car, and I ended up in Jackson Heights, and I came as a tourist, but I'm still here. I ended up getting married, met my husband. I got married in I arrived here in 1962. I got married in October 26, 1963. I was born in Compiano, provincia di Parma, and I was an apprentice in a hairdressing. Then my mother sent me to Parma, the city, to learn how to get a diploma. And of course, I got a diploma, and a lady from Borgotaro, she owned a hairdressing. She came where I was doing my, where I was learning. She said, I want you to work for me. So I worked for her until the day I left for America. And I was a hairdresser, cosmetology, what they call in English. Yeah, I was born September 26, 1941, in Compiano, provincia di Parma. My parents, they had a little farm, but we grew up, we were very poor. And we always had food. I went to school in the castle in Compiano. They had girls that they used to sleep there, but being that I could walk to school, I was, they call it esterna. I would go in the morning till lunch, back again at 3 o'clock, and back home at 5:30. And the castle was so cold in the winter time that I didn't like it. I hated it. My father would give me a piece of wood each way so they could put fire on, but they never used it. At 13 years old, I started to go and work in beauty parlors. They made me sweep the hair. And little by little, I did the shampoos and stuff like that. Then when I was a little older, my mother sent me to Borgotaro, was a bigger town. There, I worked there for many years, until I went to Parma to get my, they call attestato di merito, the diploma. And then I worked for this lady, her name was Siva. And she says to me, if you stay here, I'll leave you the shop. Because she has an handicapped son. She said, you take care of him and I'll give you the shop. I said, I'm sorry, I want to go to America. And so I left. I left for America as a tourist. And I started working here. I got my license in New York as a hairdresser. But they said, in order for you to stay here, you'll have to become a teacher for hairdressing. So I used to go every day to Newark, New Jersey for the training until I got the diploma as a teacher, and I started working in New York. In New York, my boss put up a sign, Miss Ilde from Milan. Milan, I didn't see Milan. I saw them in a postcard. But this Jewish man gave me a chance, but I didn't speak English. He says to me, when the phone rings, you pick up the phone. I said, how am I going to say it? Say, hello, may I help you? So I did that, and that's all I could say. But the clients, they understood it was me. I used to do 36 customers a day. All the other beauty parlor, they lost business because of me. They thought I came from Milan. I came from a poor town in Compiano. And but then I met my husband and got pregnant right away, and my daughter Diane was born. Unfortunately, she had a heart condition. She died when she was 18 years old. I took care of her. In 1970, my daughter Patricia was born, and then in 1974, I had a boy, but he was born and he died within a day. His lung was not fully developed. Anyway, my daughter Diane died when she was 18 from a heart condition. We took her to Rome, we took her to Lourdes, but there was nothing to be done for her. I have my daughter Patricia. She's a wonderful girl. She's a school teacher, and for 21 years now, married, and she has 2 children, a girl and a boy.
Club, right?
Oh, the club.
Yeah.
My husband was the president, but he was working, you know, and I used to come to the club, and then I became a member in 1986. The club, it's a salvation for all of us. It's a place where we meet. It's a clean fun. I'm the one I started Carnivale. Somebody else was a president. And I said to him, I want to do Carnivale. He said, no, we can't. We cannot have 2 dances in the month. I said, you let me worry. I want to do Carnivale. Well, he said, okay. I got the 2 best musicians. They were from Parma, Dano and Gelso. Their name was Dano and Gelso. The place was packed. I told everybody what to wear, what not to wear. We had, at that time, men dressed as women. I tell you, we must have 150 people. The most profit dance of the year. Then I invented crazy hat. I would come down from my house with bags of hats. And then we did pajama party. And now I forgot the other one. So many dances I invented. Because I live in Whitestone, it's only 15 minutes. But I started after my daughter died because before I didn't have the time to. So I had to take care of her, and my husband had to work. And this club, we do dances, we do meetings, and it's the activity for everybody. They come from all over. The only thing, people get sick, and and other members, they pass away, and my husband was the president, and he died when he was 68. He was a great president. And I used to be behind him. I did a lot of work for this club, believe me. I still do. I do all the annual dance, the installation. I'm in charge. I'm the cheerleader for 32 years. I love this club. I would do anything for the club. I fit right in. I had no problem. In fact, I became a nurse's aide, a CNA, and I helped. After my daughter passed away, I said, I'm going to dedicate my life taking care of patients. So, in Long Island Jewish Hospital, where they have senior citizen there, I was there for 30 years. I said I have to do something to help people because God helped me to cope. Somebody else would have lost their mind what I went through. But I kept going, and the club kept me going, yeah. I go back to Italy every year, except the year that I got sick. I have a house there. I have my brother and my cousins. And when I'm there, I get all the neighbors together. And by the back of my house, we get about 30 to 50 people. And they make a roasted pig, and I make all the rest. We have a wonderful time. And when I leave, they all cry. They all cry because I keep the neighborhood going. I love the fact I'm leaving this year too. I have my house in Compiano. Where I was born, I live in a shack. The house where I was born, it was like a barn. During the winter, when it was snowing, the snow would fall on my head. But then, thank God, we started with a piece of property, and I was already here. The first money I earned, I sent it to build the house. And I sent money to my parents, and then things started to pick up in in the 60s, and because we had no water in Compiano. But things improved, and we did very well. They started in 1963 or 4, and then the house was finished in 1970. I have a house in Compiano, which is 10 minutes walking to the castle in Compiano. We had no running water before. Now we got water, we have gas, metano they call it. In the beginning they used to have a bombole, these that you buy, I don't know, looks like a container. But now we got the gas, everything, and it's beautiful. So my father used to hide underneath where they had the cows poop, and
The toilet.
Yeah, not the toilet. It was where the cow stuff went.
Ah, okay.
And they used to hide there because the Germans were going to kill them. So, and it wasn't easy. And they took, my mother had 3 cows, and the German says to my mother, "Oh, either you give me a cow, I'll kill you." So she gave him a cow. That was the only one that had milk. Unbelievable. Yeah, no, terrible. And a lot of my friends, girlfriends, they killed their parents. And my mother, just up about 20 minutes walk, they call it Strela, a little town. The German, they killed 19 men and the priest. So my mother had the bull, not the bull, the 2 cows that she went up to the town to get all the dead people to take them down to the, what do you call it, down to the city. Where my brother was only, my brother was born in 39.
7 years.
7 years old. He was in front of the cows and to carry all the dead men. My mother was a strong lady. Yeah. My mother was a great woman, very smart. I was born in 41, and I think that was in 43, 44. So I was a little girl. I remember vaguely, but the story about my mother, it was even in one of the Valtarese that came out maybe a couple of years ago. And my mother was the one, and my brother was in front of the 2 cows, or they call it boy, I don't know how to say here, and with dead bodies. I love the America, and I love my Italy, and it made us strong because we had to survive to go through something like this, really. And we always had a smile, always. Food, there wasn't much. My Sunday dinner used to be mashed potatoes and chocolate pudding. Till this day, I don't want to see a chocolate pudding again because I was tired of it. But it was something that my mother could afford it. She had the milk from the cows, and but otherwise we were very happy. I used to go dancing over there. I always loved to dance, always. My husband and I were the best dancers, really, not because, yeah, the best. I had a good life.
Okay.
Some tragedy, but I had a good life. No drugs, no alcohol, clean, fun. That's about it, I think.